All right. Let's resume. Okay. So, very quick na lang. Kahit hindi nyo na i-share yung screen ninyo, I will be calling you one by one and let's have a quick look. And not quick look, quick sharing. How did Copilot help you in your search for your RRL? Diane, were you able to look for more relevant references using Copilot? So tonight, meron tayong ERIC, tapos yung EBSCO na account, tapos pangatlo tong Copilot. So Diane, can you share kung meron ka bang nakitang mas connected dun sa gusto mong gawing research?
Wait lang po.
Very quick sharing lang. You don't need to share. Pwede rin. Sige, share mo. Okay lang naman.
Kita niyo na po yung screen ko.
Yeah.
Ito po, sir. Una po, tinype ko po yung tinype niyo po na isi-search ko. So, medyo ano po siya. Mas naging detailed po, sir, yung ang ano po. Tapos, after po niya, ito po, play therapy and special education. So, medyo ano po ako dyan, play-based intervention. Tapos, after po niyan, nag-ano po ako,
Yan, okay, tama yan. Okay, good. Tama yan. So, that one, we could just pause there. Go back. Yan. Okay, pause. Yan yung tinatawag na prompt sa mga sa AI. I mean, maybe alam nyo na rin naman yan, but I want you to realize how useful AI is specifically in searching for references. So, yung ginawa ni Dayan, yan, sinabi niya, explain teacher-guided play strategies. Ang isa mo pang pwedeng gamiting prompt, Dayan, is, for example, look for theories or concepts about play, parang ganyan. Kasi sa ngayon, ayan na pala, what is teacher-guided play? Wait lang. Okay, sige. Hindi ako sure kung ano man yung lalabas dyan. Baka makahanap ka ng mismong, minsan makakatsempo ka ng e-book na libre. Kasi meron talaga mga website na nagpa-publish ng libre, yung iba medyo hack. Pero nevertheless, kung makahanap ka ng book na makakatulong sa conceptual side, kasi yung mga nauna mong research, yung naunang response ni Copilot sa'yo kanina, researches na yan, empirical yan. So two things always that you have to remind yourselves. Empirical is the reference research side, and then the conceptual is more of the theoretical side naman. Sige. Anyway, good to know that you're starting to quote-unquote play with Copilot. Pag natutunan nyo gamitin ng Copilot talaga at yung iba pang AI, makikita nyo talaga na beneficial siya. Pero again, reminder, kanina paulit-ulit ko sasabihin to, please, we need to learn how to ethically use AI. No? Wag natin siyang tawag doon i-abuse kasi yan ang isang malaking pagkakamali ng maraming estudyante. Kasi pag magsabi ka lang dyan, kaya na niyang isulat yung buong thesis mo eh. Pagka-copy-paste mo, pag kinopy-paste mo at tinanong ka na ng panel, doon magkakatalo. Okay. Anyway, thank you then for sharing. Let's move to Freddy. Freddy, kamusta? Medyo nadagdagan ba? Nakahanap ka ba ng mas malinaw-linaw na tatahakin sa iyong research na about SWOT analysis? Sige, Freddy. Kahit di ka na mag-share, okay lang. Kahit ano na lang.
Sige sir. Actually po sir, nahihirapan talaga ako pagdating sa AI. Ito yung challenge ko ngayon. Actually, I don't know how to use AI. I don't know how to manipulate. I don't know kung ano pa ang tamang paraan para gumamit nito. In fact, dun sa isang subject ko nga po namin, kay Ma'am Riet, tinuturuan din nila ako mag-utilize nito. Kasi actually sir, nahihirapan talaga akong gumamit ng AI. Itong Copilot, nung ano lang yung sinerge ko kaganina, yun na lang po, hindi na po ako nag-enter ng ibang ibang keyword. Binasa ko lang lahat ng mga lumabas, tapos nakita ko naman dito sir na doon nga sa number 2 na yung lumabas dito medyo okay na. Hindi ko alam sir kung
na-curious ako dun sa lumabas na number 2. Ba't mo nasabing yan yung parang makakatulong sa'yo, yung number 2 mo, nasabi mo?
Kasi sir doon sa pag-type ko po doon sa word kaganina, ang sabi kasi may lumabas dito na na sinasabi po niya na wala talagang exact o no peer-reviewed daw sa Pilipinas. Doon gusto kong research, which is yung understanding sa conceptual mastery sa SWOT analysis. Pero sabi niya meron daw peer-reviewed na studies nag-exist sa EBM students, yung exposure, how to use, and the readiness and strategic tool. Pero including nga lang doon strategic tool is yung SWOT analysis. Hindi naman siya specific na SWOT analysis. Nakalagay lang doon including SWOT analysis. Tools kasi yung pinaka strategic tool yung pinaka general term nila.
Okay. So, quick tip, Freddy. Do not, quote-unquote, obsess yourself with SWOT. Because remember that SWOT is just one of the many management strategic planning tools. So, marami pang iba yan. In fact, ang SWOT ay luma na. Di ba? Merong TOS. Di ba? May pabaliktad yan. Yung SWOT, may binaliktad na TOS. Merong SOAR. Ano nga ba yung SOAR? Yung strength, opportunities, aspirations, and results. Marami pang iba. As in, pag naghanap ka sa internet, marami ka pang So, ang point ko lang, do not be obsessed with SWOT because habang sa pagbabasa mo, magbasa ka lang, makita mo dyan. Magbasa ka ng isang research, makita mo, ay, oo nga, no, parang okay to Pwedeng ito. Ayan. So, yun lang yung tip ko sa'yo. Nasa stage pa lang taman tayo ng conceptualization. Mas mahirap magpalit later pag nasa dulo ka na. So ngayong nasa conceptualization stage, magbasa ka lang na magbasa, mag-AI ka lang na mag-AI, i-search mo dyan, how about ganito, how about ganyan? Magtanong ka lang sa kanya. Basta ang AI, wag mo pahirapan yung sarili mo, Freddy. Ang AI, ang joke nga nila dyan pag wala kang kausap, kausapin mo yung AI, kakausapin ka niya. So ibig sabihin, pag sinabi niyang, there's no research about a SWOT analysis in ABM. However, may ganyan siya. Tapos pwede kang magtanong, how about ganito? Ganyan-ganyan. Or what if ganyan? Magtanong ka sa kanya, literal, parang kausapin mo siya. Ganun lang siya. Ang AI naman ay designed for that. So, sasagot yan. Ngayon, syempre, yung ibang sasagot niya sa'yo, i-assess mo, parang mali naman to sinagot nito. May ganyan din ako, mga ganyan. Lahat tayo may ganyan, parang mali naman to. So, pwede ka mag-start ulit. Mag-start over ka ulit. Click mo yung parang new chat, di ba? Sa text may ganun na parang ganito. Saan ba yun?
Yes.
Alam mo na 'yun. Basta mag-start ka lang ulit ng conversation sa kanya tapos magtanong ka lang. Okay. Sige, thank you Freddy because it's already 8:24. Let's move to Rusty. Rusty, how about you? Kamusta? Na-improve ba yung search?
Yes sir, nag-improve yung search kapag in-specify ko muna yung challenges and then strategies. Pero sa strategies, medyo nahirapan ng maghanap sir kasi sobrang broad ng strategies nila. Iba-iba kada Pero sa challenges, madaling makahanap sir kasi nasa-summarize ng AI na.
Okay.
Ito yung ibang institution, para sila, puro lack of classroom resources, ICT teachers.
Yan.
Meron ako nakuha sir na isang study. Tapos, I will share it. Mabilis lang to sir.
Sige.
Po, sir. Hinighlight ko sir yung part na
paki-zoom nga please. Yung naka-red, paki-zoom. Yan. Okay. Okay na.
The lack of essential classroom resources, it means sa conclusion na nakalagay. Yes, so,
okay.
I think, kung ipupursue ko yung topic ko sir sa research na yon, ito yung magiging isa sa resource ko po sir. Pero I think baka mag-consult ako sa subject head ko bukas sir kung meron pa siyang masasuggest.
Oo,
maganda
rin yan.
Pinanggit nyo kanina, true reason, yes. Oo nga naman, makes sense nga. Alam naman ng lahat, pag kulang ng computer, for sure may challenge yan. Pero at least sir, kung sa school sana namin, may specify siya sa local, kung ano yung specific na unique. Kasi
tsaka ang maganda kasi dyan, sorry Rusty to cut you. At tsaka ang maganda kasi dyan, maganda yung naisip mo na makipag-usap sa admin kasi for all you know, magiging beneficial yan on many ends. Like sa'yo, makakatulong sa research mo na, sa subject mo lang, sila makakatulong kasi maybe, malay mo, gusto nilang i-pursue, tuloy-tuloy nyo yung research na talagang ituloy nyo yung research. Tapos, maybe in the future, malay mo, ma-publish, makakatulong din yan sa school ninyo. So anyway, pero to clarify, itong subject natin, paulit-ulit ko sinasabi, hindi naman kayo bubuo ng research, yung preliminaries lang. Yes. Alright, let's move to, thank you Rusty, kasi 8:26 na. TJ, how about you? Na-improve ba yung ideas mo after conversing with Copilot?
Hi sir. After Copilot sir, parang nagbigay siya ng specific na mga example. Like for example, nagbigay na siya kung paano ba mag-isip or how the students perceive
Mm.
and claim the ownership using the
Mm.
AI nga po. And yun dun sa mga intellectual identities nila
Mm.
while learning dun sa hybrid environment. Kasi parang may mga nilabas siyang example. Anong example nito, sir? Ito yung yung behavior ng students, ng alpha students pagdating dun sa digital natives and dun sa current na AI na ginagamit. So, ayun sir, naging specific yung kanyang ano po, yung kanyang binigay na mga references.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nakatulong naman, nagkaroon ng kalinawan?
Yes, sir.
Sige,
So, bali
sige.
parang
Okay.
meron pa siyang example na binigay na ChatGPT something.
Oo.
So,
Oo.
parang nagbigay talaga siya ng specific na topic.
Okay. Sige. So, after, kasi papunta na tayo sa last topic tonight para ma-close na natin yung module 3. What I want, teka, Danica, would you, ano na ba? Are you able to participate? Or okay lang kung hindi?
Hello, Doc.
Sige, oo. Are you able to participate?
Doc,
Nakapag-exercise
sorry
ka?
Apo. Actually, Doc, nag-try po ako mag-search ng topic kay Copilot. Then may na-provide naman po. And then at the same time, Doc, medyo na-late lang din po ako sa discussion today. So, anuhin ko na lang po yung record natin
Sige,
po
sige.
na video.
Okay.
Salamat po. Pasensya na
Alright.
po.
Okay, thank you. Sige. So, at the end of the day, what happens between tonight hanggang Saturday, remember that we have asynchronous every Saturdays, di ba? So, whichever day, bukas, sa isang araw, sa Tuesday, ang dapat nyong ginagawa ay nagsa-search, nagfi-filter, nagpa-polish ng mga related lit, papunta dun sa research proposal matrix. So, kakabasa nyo, pwede nyo pang utusan yan si AI na something like something to the effect na what are the possible research questions, something like that. Pwede yan. Pwede nyo gamitin yan. Kaya lang, kailangan nyo talaga siyang i-filter bago nyo siya i-submit sa akin para to make sure na ma-justify nyo kung bakit yun yung naging research problem nyo, bakit yun ang methodology na gagamitin nyo, and so on and so forth. Okay. So it's already 8:29. I have 30 minutes left. I will do this as quickly as I can. We will now proceed to topic 5, which is hypothesis in the quantitative research. Ito ay mabilis lang. Actually, medyo high schoolish ng konti ito kasi pag-uusapan lang naman natin ano ba yung hypothesis. So, a researcher might ask the question, what is the effect of preschool training on the first grade achievement of culturally disadvantaged children? O yan. So, lagi nating sisimulan ang pagre-research sa ano kaya? May tanong ka dapat. So, itong researcher na to, ang tanong niya, ano kaya ang effect ng preschool training? No? May mga bata kasi nung unang panahon sa Pilipinas, hindi naman talaga required ang kinder, di ba? I'm sure may kaklase o kaibigan ka dumiretso ng grade 1. So, itong research na to, gusto niyang alamin what is the effect of preschool training sa mga grade 1 on the first grade achievement of nino daw ng culturally disadvantaged children. Ano yung culturally disadvantaged? Ito yung mga hindi nabibigyan ng access to their own culture, na minority siguro sila, and so on and so forth. The hypothesis would read, ito daw yung possible na hypothesis, culturally disadvantaged children who have had preschool training achieve a higher level in first grade than culturally disadvantaged. So yan yung hypothesis. You can see that the hypothesis related the variables of preschool training and first grade achievement. Okay. So yan yung sample ng hypothesis. Pero basically, gaya ng sabi ko, dito naman sa subject natin, dadaanan lang natin actually itong topic na to kasi hindi naman talaga kayo magde-develop ng hypothesis per se. Alright. The following are additional examples of hypotheses in educational research. Look at number 1. Boys in elementary school achieve at a higher level in single-sex classes than in mixed classes. O yan, hypothesis yan. Ang mga boys daw na nasa elementary, mas mataas ang grades na nakukuha kapag homogeneous. Yun, tama. Homogeneous sila. Ibig sabihin, ano tawag doon? Exclusive. Puro lalaki lang sila sa isang section. Kesa pag meron silang kasamang babae sa isang section. Hypothesis yan. So, kailangan mo yan patunayan sa pamamagitan ng empirical study. Number 2, students who complete a unit on problem-solving strategies will score higher on a standardized mathematics test than those who have completed a control unit. Ito namang number 2, predictive naman siya. No? Ibig sabihin, yung mga estudyante daw, ayun ang hypothesis. Pero after niyan, malalaman mo kung yung hypothesis ba can be accepted or rejected. Number 3, middle school students who have previously taken music lessons will have higher math aptitude scores. So yan, ito, isa to sa madalas na misconception ng mga tao. Ang mathematics ay masyadong scientific, pero sa totoo lang, if you know music, you need to know math. Ano yan, parang basic requirement sa music ang basic na kaalaman sa mathematics. Kasi sa music, for example, may transposition, may beats per minute, for example. So there's counting, no? Like how many beats per minute. Yung transposition na, for example, nasa key of C ka, yung chords mo ay C, E, F, G, for example, how would you do that when you transpose it to the key of D, to the key of E, and so on and so forth. So, ibig sabihin, music lessons will be helpful in math aptitude scores. But again, it's a hypothesis. Number 4, middle school students who have siblings will be more popular among their peers than students who do not have siblings. So, yeah, hypothesis din yan. Number 5, students who do warm-up exercises before an exam will score higher on the examination than those who do not. So again, parang makikita nyo, ano siya, no? Experimental in nature lagi itong lahat na example na ito. Number 6, elementary school children who do not get adequate sleep will perform at a lower level academically than their peers who have adequate sleep. O parang ano na siya, no? Parang common sense. Kung kulang ka sa tulog, malamang mababa score mo sa quiz. Pero yung mga nakatulog ng maayos, may mas mataas na score. So, pero kailangan mo patunayan yon sa pamamagitan ng study mo. 2 reasons for stating a hypothesis before data gathering. Number 1, a well-grounded hypothesis indicates that the researcher has sufficient knowledge. Hindi ka makakabuo ng hypothesis kung hindi mo naiintindihan yung research na gusto mong gawin. In fact, si Rusty kanina may hypothesis na siya. Ano yung hypothesis niya? Students who do not have gadgets, personal whatever, will have difficulty in learning yung visual something. Yun yung hypothesis ni Rusty. Number 2, the hypothesis gives direction to the collection and interpretation of the data. It tells the researcher what procedure to follow and what type of data to gather. O kagaya dito, balik tayo dito. Kung gusto mong, okay, quick recitation. Number 6, elementary school students. Itong number 6. Quick recitation. Ano ang mga data na kailangan nating malaman kaya sa number 6? Anyone can answer. Mag-unmute na lang kayo, wag na kayo mag-raise hand. Ano kaya ang data na aalamin natin kung ang research natin ay itong number 6? Anyone? Ano yung kailangan nating alamin? Sige.
Number of hours of sleep of the student.
Okay,
Elementary.
Okay. So ibig sabihin, kailangan nating malaman yung number of hours of sleep. Okay. Tanong na kasunod, paano natin malalaman yung number of hours of sleep?
Direct
So,
observation.
Through?
Direct observation. Tapos, kasi magiging controlled pag sinabing.
So, ihimay natin. So, malinaw na kailangan nating masagot yung tanong na, ano ba ang average number of sleep na itong mga batang to? So, that's the data that we need to gather. But the next question is, how? Paano natin magagather yung data na malalaman natin kung gaano karami yung tulog nila sa isang average sa isang araw? Paano natin malalaman yun? Yung isa, sabi mo, direct observation. Okay, but that's highly clinical. Ibig sabihin, siguro lalagyan mo na CCTV yung kwarto nila. Pero medyo masyadong yun nga, tama ka dun sa term mo, controlled. Ano yun? Lalagay mo sila sa isang kwarto o siguro sa inyo, sa dorm, ganyan. Okay. Aside from that, what else? Paano natin kaya makukuha yung data na gaano kadami, gaano katagal, kahaba ang tulog ng mga estudyante? Aside from direct observation, what else? Anyone?
Sir, how about monitoring po?
Sige, paano yung monitoring, Danica?
If possible po, since elementary student naman po sila, if possible, sir, we can ask question po from their parents.
Okay.
Or maybe sa mismong bata po.
Okay? So technically, you will be interviewing or surveying the parents or the students. Okay. That's one. Sige. TJ, you were raising hand. Sige, go.
Actually, same kami ni, ni Miss Danica ng answer, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Sige. Thank you. Okay. So basically, ang gusto nating malaman ay sleep, no? Number of hours of sleep. Ano pa yung susunod na data? This is data number 1. Ano pa bukod doon ang ating aalamin dito sa research, sa hypothesis na ito?
Sir, try lang po. Yung
Sige.
passing score and lowest score po.
Oh, in short, score, no? Score. So
Score po.
academic, yeah. So tama naman yung sagot mo, pero hindi lang yung passing lower. Kumbaga, you want to find out their academic performance. Okay, so that's data number 2. Tanong, paano natin malalaman ng academic performance?
Through assessment po.
Okay? Okay, through assessment basically. So, we can base it maybe magpapaquiz ka or maybe gusto mong mangyari sa end of quarter. So, ibig sabihin magbabase ka sa report card grade. Ayan. So, in short, may dalawa kang data, hours of sleep, at saka academic performance. Dapat malinaw sa'yo kung ano ang instrument or methodology na gagamitin mo para makuha mo yung data na yan. Kasi tandaan, okay, meron kang gustong malamang data. The more challenging, it's not challenging to think of what data you need. The more challenging side of research is how. Paano mo malalaman yan? Diba? Paano mo malalaman na, halimbawa, ibahin natin Gusto kong malaman kung mas mabilis bang hingalin yung mga taong kumakain ng chicharon araw-araw. May chicharon kasi sa harap ko ngayon kaya yun ang naisip ko. Mas mabilis bang hingalin ang mga taong kumakain ng chicharon araw-araw kaysa sa mga hindi kumakain ng chicharon? So what data do you need? Maybe I will be asking 50 people, 25 will eat chicharon every day, 25 will not eat chicharon every day, and then after 30 days, I will ask them to run on a treadmill. Diba? And then in the treadmill, yung stress test, makikita mo mas mabilis, whatever. So I mean, that's quantitative, no? That's quantitative. That's experimental, yung ganong research because you want to find out the differences. Okay, so tuloy tayo. So ang ibig sabihin niyan, yung collection at interpretation of data is very, very crucial. All right. Purpose of hypothesis. Hypothesis brings together information to enable the researcher to make a tentative statement. So, pagka meron ka ng data, the hypothesis will help you to make a tentative statement. Number 2, hypothesis testing research permits investigators to, keyword, validate. So, dito ay make tentative statement ang keyword. Dito naman, validate. The hypothesis provides the investigator with a relational statement that is directly testable. Yan. So, kagaya nung kanina, gusto mo pong malaman kung mas mataas ba ang score ng mga nakatulog kaysa sa hindi masyadong natutulog, pwede mo siyang i-test. Testable ba yun? Yun yung quote-unquote testable. Ay, naputol dito. The hypothesis provides direction to the research. So, keyword na lang natin dito ay direction to the research. No? May dalawang uri ng pagdederive ng hypothesis. The first one is inductive. Napansin nyo na paulit-ulit natin kanina nung sa module 1, sorry, hindi module 1. I think module 1, topic 1. We discussed about sources of information and we were able to discuss that there are two, inductive and deductive. Sa hypothesis, meron ding inductive and deductive. In the deductive procedure, the researcher formulates inductive hypothesis as a generalization from what daw? From observation. Okay, that is the researcher observes behavior, notices trends. Yun. Notices trends. Halimbawa ako, na-observe ko sa mga reunion, yung mga bata di na rin naman nag-uusap kasi cellphone lang sila din na cellphone, laro sila ng laro. So that's a trend. So may magandang pag-aralan doon like ano ang ability or skills ng mga bata to socialize. Marunong pa nga ba silang makipag-socialize sa kapwa nila bata kung ang gusto nilang ka-socialize yung mga kalaro nila sa social sa tawag diyan, mobile game. This reasoning process should be accompanied by an examination of previous research to determine what findings others in. So in short, keyword here is observation sa inductive. In contrast to hypotheses formulated as generalizations from observed relationships, some others are derived from deduction naman. Deduction. A science cannot develop efficiently if each study results in an isolated bit. So, in deduction, you start from general system of knowledge because the framework for incorporating them meaningfully into the body of knowledge already exists with the theory. So deduction, nagsisimula naman siya sa concept o sa theory, ide-deduce mo siya pababa. Ang induction naman, meron kang naisip na observe ng mga tao, parang madalas silang kumain ng ice cream sa hapon. Ano kaya ang rason niyan? So magbubuo ka ngayon ng generalization. All right. Characteristics of a usable hypothesis. Hypothesis states that expected relationship between variables. So expected relationship. So keyword relationship. A hypothesis must be testable as mentioned earlier. A hypothesis should be consistent with existing body of knowledge. A hypothesis should be stated as simply and concisely. Hindi pwedeng napakahaba ng hypothesis, isang paragraph. Normally, ang hypothesis, isang sentence lang yan. Something like this. Individuals who eat chicharon every day will be less healthy than those who are not. Whatever. Parang ganyan. Ganyan lang sa kasimple dapat. No? Direct. There are three types of hypotheses. The first one is the research hypothesis, which is developed from observation and the related literature. And yan yung research hypothesis. But the more popular one is the null hypothesis. So ito, galing siya talaga sa related literature. So meron ka nabasang related study, gusto mong gamitin yun as basis for your research hypothesis. Yeah. The next one is yung null hypothesis. And the null hypothesis is a statistical hypothesis. It is called the null hypothesis because it states that there is no relationship. So keyword yung null, ang ibig sabihin ng null, no, nothing. Walang relationship. Okay? Now the other one is alternative, the hypothesis children taught by individual instruction will exhibit less mastery of mathematical concepts than those taught by group instruction, posits a relationship between variables and therefore is not a null hypothesis. Kasi meron ka pinapakita na positive. Madali lang naman tandaan ang null at saka ang alternative. Ang null, laging may no. Something like, people who eat chicharon is not less healthy, something like that. No? The alternative hypothesis is people who eat chicharon are less healthy. It is an example of an alternative hypothesis. Okay? Sige. So I will stop here. It's already 8:45. I will stop sharing. And we're ready to end our class. Do you have any questions or clarifications? So binilisan ko lang yung hypothesis kasi technically speaking, hindi lang siya, information lang. Hindi naman siya magagamit technically in a sense dito sa subject na ito kasi hindi naman kayo magagawa talaga ng research. At saka hindi naman quantitative yung mga topics na sinabit niyo sa subject na ito. Any questions before we close the class? So,
for me, sir.
Sige. So, very, very quick recap. Specifically, lalo na kay Danica, wala siya kanina. Number 1, next week, we will start the class at 6 p.m. and we will begin with a quiz. The quiz is around 30, maximum of 40 questions. It's multiple choice. It's meant as a board exam type of exam, just like what we did last time sa EdTech. So please review yung mga reference materials. I'll be sharing my screen now. Lahat naman ng reference materials ay nasa Canvas. Where is it? Okay. Lahat naman ay nasa Canvas. Let me go here. Just click on the modules. And I have already arranged the materials here. There's chapter 1, there's chapter 2. Magkaiba lang ng term na naisulat dyan, pero yan yun. And then topic 3, topic 4, topic 5. So ang coverage ng quiz, lahat ng mula 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yan ang coverage ng quiz. Ilan ang tanong? Around 30, maximum na yung 40. So maybe 45 minutes, tapos na yung quiz. Tapos medyo siguro mag-break tayo ng konti para makahinga-hinga naman. Lalo na si Dayan, kawawa naman siya. Kasi siya ang unang reporter. Pagkatapos ng quiz, may konting pahinga, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. And then we will proceed with the report of Dayan. And I think Dayan and Danica. So tig 40 to 45 minutes lang talaga ang report kasi kailangan meron tayong panahon ng tanungan at sharing para mas maging interactive yung ating klase. Hindi lang yung nakaupo kayo dyan at nakikinig. O di ba mas maganda yung ganito? Nakapag-exercise pa kayo at nakapag-practice pa kayo kung paano gamitin ang ERIC, ang EBSCO, at ang Copilot, which are all digital tools that can help you search the web for relevant / related literatures for your proposed topic. So, after tonight, anong expected? I am expecting na medyo mas lumilinaw na ang inyong idea para sa inyong proposed research, meaning makakapag-develop na kayo ng research proposal matrix na isasubmit nyo sa May 5. That is the deadline of the research proposal matrix. All right. Any questions? So I think sabi nyo naman kanina, wala na. Kung wala nang tanong, wala namang nagre-raise na ng hand, we will now end our class. Ay, sorry. Sige, Rusty, go. You're raising a hand.
Sir, sa ano po sir sa April 28, maybe I'll send you a message na lang. I'll send a message na lang po sir kasi feeling ko po wala po kasi ako sa bahay ng
Isa quiz?
Opo. Pero kung titingnan ko po kung may signal doon sa pupuntahan namin, naka-schedule
Okay.
na po kasi.
Okay.
I'll
Bakasyon.
inform you ahead sir.
Sige.
Probinsya po kasi yun.
Okay. Sige,
I'll
okay.
check po the signal.
Sige, alright. Just please let me know kasi meron naman tayong provision for special exam but I mean we have to schedule that. Freddy, you're raising your hand, go.
Sir, mag-iiba ako ng topics.
Okay.
I mean, magkaano po ako, magtitingin pa ako siguro
Sige.
parang antag doon malayo na sa business world. I mean sa course ko, mag-iba lang ako sir. Okay lang po ba yun?
Sure. Ganito Freddy, ang suggestion ko sa iyo, habang nagkakape ka, kausapin, naka-install naman yung Microsoft Teams mo sa tablet / cellphone mo, di ba? Tama ba? So ang point ko,
Yes, sir.
habang nagbe-breakfast ka, usap kayo ni Copilot. Minsan ano din yan pag wala ka makausap. Pwede ka, seryoso, minsan pagka bored ako, sabi ko, what's the weather today? Ganun. Mga simple lang, no? I mean, useful naman talagang AI. So it's a companion, it's a thinking assistant. So usap-usap ka dyan, tanong-tanong ka, ano ba maganda i-research? Yan. Huwag ka matakot sa AI. Ano yan? Helpful tool yan. Okay, sige. Kung wala nang tanong, thank you very much. Again, pwede kayo magpalit. Hindi na lang kayo pwede magpalit pag nasubmit nyo na yung research matrix nyo. Yun yung hindi na pwede magpalit. Pero hanggat hindi nyo pa nasasubmit ang research proposal matrix, pwede pa kayong magpalit ng magpalit. Bakit? Pag nagsubmit kayo ng research proposal matrix, yun ay i-expect ko dun sa final exam kasi dun siya iaangkla. So kaya in short, maging careful, wag basta-basta mag-submit ng research proposal matrix, matagal pa naman, 2 weeks pa. Pag-isipang mabuti, utilize the tool, go to ERIC, go to EBSCO, and Copilot. And ChatGPT can also be useful. Kaya lang, ang problema kasi sa ChatGPT, kapag hindi ka naka-premium, minsan limited. Yung Copilot, kadugtong na yan ng Microsoft account natin, kaya sayang din kung hindi gamitin. Okay, sige. So it's already 8:50. Thank you very much for your time, for staying for the entire 3 hours of this class. I will be seeing you again next week on April 28th. Thank you everyone and good night.
So much
Thank
po,
you, sir.
Thank you po. Bye-bye.